So at the end of the day, our hypocrisy as a people is too much. That is why somebody like Mohbad can be so talented, can have all this natural gift in him, the voice and everything. But unfortunately, he's not going to rise as fast as a lot of people. People like, he has to come and depend on somebody like Naira Marley to sign him on. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. I know it takes a few minutes for people to get notified that I'm live, but you know me, I normally go ahead and make my video and people can watch later, because I know not the time that suits me suits everybody. Hello, if you're coming through. Like I always do, I just make my video whenever people come live, they can watch it. If I wait for everybody to be live at the same time, like at the time that suits me, it may never happen. Hi, I see people slowly trickling through now. So I wanted to make a video. Hopefully it's a quick one. I wanted to talk about, Mohbad and, the whole hoopla. When I say hoopla, right, is the opera and everybody showing concern. And I want to speak on the area of, hi, if you're coming through, like I say, I always make my video, even when people are not here, I make it when people come later, they can always watch these videos, So since this guy's life ended, there's been this massive opera. People are like, I was speaking about hypocrisy. I have a problem personally, with this idea of, what do you okay, so we're talking about somebody that lost his life. You want to focus on anyways, I'll leave that. So yeah, what was I talking about? I'm talking about the area of people are now saying, this area of people trying to, if I can use the word, attack each other and be like, oh, you didn't talk about him before. Now that his life is ended, you're not talking about him. Oh, you didn't this one didn't. People forget that, everybody must not know everybody. There are so many people that didn't know him. I'm one of those people. I didn't know him until the whole news that his life ended. And then I started Googling, I started searching YouTube and Facebook and Instagram to get to know about him. And it's okay for people not to know everybody. When I say it's okay, you cannot know everybody. I cannot know everybody. There are people that you may not know until something happens. This guy's music is actually lovely. When I say lovely, like his ability to write songs, and he's a good singer and everything. Like luckily for me, I understand Yoruba language and I'm able to actually search for his songs, and I'm listening. I'm like, wow, look at the way he's rhyming this one. Look at the way, and I understand the words of his song. There's one of his songs where he was saying something like, I can't remember how he said it, something like, they want to do this, me, my father, my mother, and all of those. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, thank God I understand this language and I'm able to appreciate his work. There are some people that are listening to his songs and they like the rhythm, they like the beats, they like everything. But they miss out on what it means. So the idea of blaming people for not knowing him, I don't understand that. And it's okay for people to know him now. And even people that found out about him now, wanting justice for him, there's nothing wrong with that. There was a time people did not know. Now they know him. They know his story, that he was bullied. And what's it called now? The people are pointing fingers at Naira Marley and all of that. This is when people got to know about it. And there's nothing wrong in people voicing their concerns. And I'm talking about hypocrisy, right? Now, thank God his story came out and everybody's getting to know more about what happened to him. If his life did not end, I'm sure some people will still be like, and not really think about it. On the other hand as well, something else that this has shown us is that a lot of Nigerians, not all, if they were in a position of power, there are a lot of Nigerians that if they were the president of the country, people for no hear word, people were, like if you see what this boy was put through by people that are not even, who are they? Because when you look at the people that were harassing this young boy, people that were making his life difficult, you look at them, they're not really anybody's in the real sense of things. Think about whatever tiny position they hold in their own circle, they were able to use it to make one person's life hell, or one. Apparently, there are more people that their lives were made hell, right? So imagine the so-called, what's his name, Sam Larry, and they are saying Naira Marley and all of these people. If they, from their own quarter, they are not governor of any state, they are not commissioner of anything, they are not the president of the country. If they, with their own corner, in their own corner, if they can use the tiny power they have to oppress people, so imagine what would happen if they were the president of the country. And then we come and we point finger at our leaders and politicians. But when you look at the country, you see that if a lot of Nigerians were in positions of power, they would do worse than the people that they are pointing fingers at. You know? So let me say this, right? There are so many things that don't make sense, right? The thing is, this guy's life is gone. The fight should be to prevent it from happening to somebody else, to the next person. His life is gone. I don't even want to say he's this sacrificial lamb, right? Nobody should have to sacrifice their life before, things like this. I'm so glad to see people like, I was watching a video today about Iyabo Ojo and a Nigerian actress, and I saw how vocal she is. It's nice to see people like that come up and speak up and all of that. But my thing is, when this whole noise is over at the moment, there's a big noise at the moment, are we not going to go back to normal? And something else I want to say, there are videos we've made about injustice against one person or the other. But because those people's lives were not ended, people would tell us, Zokwanike. It's sad that we have to wait until it gets to the point where somebody's life is gone before Nigerians will rise up and start speaking up and start this and start. Do you think this is the only oppression happening in Nigeria? Do you think, let's be honest now, there are so many oppressions happening. There's an opera, like I said, because this boy's life ended. Let's keep this same momentum in other areas. Country where nobody is ever held accountable. Somebody tell you, what will you do? There is even somebody that was saying that, did I read it or somebody was saying that even when you try to go and report to the police station, the person, that's what they said. They said this Sam Larry will tell you that, he will even be the one to tell you, go and report to the police. He will say, I will even meet you there. In short, before you get there, because according to they say he knows so many police people. Before you even get there, he's already there waiting. So how is that boy going to feel confident, going to have any confidence in the police? I saw an interview, and this lady was interviewing him, and the lady was asking him, what is going on between you and Naira Marley? Because Naira Marley is my guy, or something like that. I am a fan of Naira Marley. And I thought to myself, if you are expecting this boy to be truthful, to tell you what he's going through with Naira Marley, you as a presenter or being interviewer, you're already telling him that Naira Marley is your guy. You're basically telling him that, me, I will side, that's what it sounds like. Me, I will side Naira Marley because he's my guy. So how will he then have the confidence to tell you anything about Naira Marley? I made a post in which I was saying that boy is a giant, or was, he's gone now, like a giant. He's tall. And then when you talk about his ability to write songs, you know what it is to, not just to write songs, but the way the lyrics flow and the way he's able to rhyme. When I say rhyme, for example, if you say, he took my cup when I woke up, to be able to rhyme it, see cup up, stuff like that. He does make the songs that I've listened to. He is very good. So he's a giant in songwriting. He's good with singing. He's a giant, but he was a gentle giant. He was too gentle for this wicked world. That's what one of the posts that I made. He was a giant, but he was too gentle. Especially in a country like Nigeria. He was too gentle. And there's a saying that most of the time, bullies, they pick or they choose their victims. They know who they can do it with. They know who they can oppress. They choose. They pick and choose. They picked him. They picked him because he was quiet, because they knew he's the type that will not fight back. All the videos we've seen where they beat him, you've never seen anyone where he was actually fighting back. Everyone is, there was the one where he was at, he was doing a music video and the Sam Larry turned up. You see the way he got up and just walked away gently. He didn't stand and try to stand his ground and fight. They picked him because he's a gentle person. And now, there's a video where the Naira Marley came out, oh no, he's my brother, he's my, oh why will I do that? No, this, and I thought to myself, I'm like, because it has now flipped around. It has flipped around. All of a sudden now. And I'm saying this now for people that do such a thing. Don't wait until the result of your actions flips around and faces you before you now become repentant. Oh no, he was my, if it's your brother who goes to a video shoot scene to go and attack his own brother. Who does that? Who does that? Another area, I think I'll make a separate video about it because Naira Marley, you know me, I say it's not every song me I listen to. A lot of, there are some people I do not know. And I'm thinking that Mohbad, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe because a lot of his songs, he does Yoruba a lot. Maybe that's why some people may not know him. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't even live in Nigeria. So people like us that don't live in Nigeria, it's not everybody that we may know. It's only when songs blow up. The song that I know, that I've heard before from him, the only song, but I never even knew it. I've heard it before, but I never even knew. I can't even remember where I heard it. Maybe people use it in TikTok or something. I don't know, but I know I've heard the one where they sing something like la 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 la. That's the only one. I never even knew who sang it or whatever. But I'm thinking maybe because he sings, there's a lot of Yoruba in his songs. And don't forget, he's still rising. This boy only apparently about 2019, 2021, 22. So it's only a few years in the music industry. Give him time. If you look at Davido and all the big ones, they didn't start they started maybe 10 years ago or whatever. They took a long time together. And this boy was rising. He was rising. And there was a video I watched in which he was saying that, he doesn't do much. They were interviewing him and he said he doesn't do much. He just stays at home, minds his business. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. He just stays in his house and he's just, trying to mind his business and, spend the time writing songs and everything. And I was like, and there was another one where he said that he was a furniture guy making furniture. He has always been someone that was trying to be a useful member of society. The other people that went to Yahoo, he chose. It is so sad. It is really sad. And this guy at this point, this is what we're talking about. People are like criticizing people and say he did not know him until now that he has his life ended. This guy is now in the UK. If you see how many UK news covered this guy, you know why? Because there's a story there. Okay, me now, a content creator. Do you know how many years I've been creating content? The few years I've been creating content, there's some people that don't know me. But the day that something would happen, you will see some people say, you'll be surprised that even my old videos, some people go and watch and say, she was making sense. So God forbid that something happened to my enemies. Let me put it like that. That is when it will become like, listening to my videos becomes like listening to someone from the other side. You understand? It is not today that kind of it. There are some people that have never seen me before. There are some people that have never seen my videos. But I made a post once. Some people came and commented and said, mind your business. You white people, blah, 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 blah. Because how am I a white? The person does not even know I'm a Nigerian. There was one that I made a video. The person said, I spoke pidgin. The person said, she's one is even Nigerian. Did not know. Because they don't know me. Not everybody will know everybody. So it's not today that when somebody's life ended, all of a sudden people are trying to people are now specifically. So, okay, I have an adult son, and I was telling him the story about this guy. Then he said, what's his name? He immediately wanted to check him out. Not for any other thing, but because of the story I just told him, this guy went through this and went through that. And then what's his name? I want to check out his video. And that's normal. So the focus shouldn't be on that. Some other things that I am bothered about personally is that, from what I understand, if I'm wrong, people correct me. This guy was a Christian, right? And I've seen there was a place where he said Jesus Bamio, the place where they were attacking him, and he was like Jesus Bamio. He was calling God, blah blah. Jesus, Muslims don't call Jesus, as far as I know, because Jesus is Christianity. So from that I believe he's a Christian. How come he was buried so fast? He was buried basically that same day. What was the rush? You see, when we talk about jaga jaga, you know, sometimes when people say we talk down on our country, but we're being honest. When we talk about jaga jaga, now somebody just, his life just ended suddenly. It is not natural. You understand? It was too sudden. His life ended. They said they gave him an injection. The next thing, he passed out, and that was the end of him. And I saw a post where somebody was tagging the Nigerian police and said, is there no police in this country? Or what are they even tag them? And this guy that is supposed to be representing the police and said, internet is social media or whatever is not the police station. No, say Twitter is not the police station. Twitter is not, he posted it 3 times. Twitter is not the police station. Twitter is not the police station. You don't wait. When something like this happened in the so-called developed part of the world, when anything like that happens, they don't call the police. The police goes and gets involved. The government gets involved straight away. They say somebody's life ended. There is no explanation. And I said it in one of my videos. It's not even getting involved for Mohbad. No, it's getting involved to say, okay, does this hospital meet the standard? Are these qualified nurses? Or okay, are these qualified nurses or a nurse? They said a nurse gave him an injection. Is this a qualified nurse? But maybe there was a what's it called now? A malpractice there. There was an accident that happened. Because we have incidents in nursing. Accidents and incident, we do incident report, and there's something we call near miss, where you almost made a mistake. You know why these things are looked into in the so-called developed part of the world, right? You know why they are looked into. It's not for the sake of the person that his life has ended. It is for the sake of the next person that it may happen to. So when there's an investigation, they end up finding out that, okay, a nurse that was not qualified enough was the one that did it. Or the vial of the injection she gave, maybe there was a mistake in the labeling of that. They investigate not to save the dead, but to save the living. But Nigeria, anyhow, police, the government, they sit at home and they are watching the whole drama like a movie. And it's everyday people that are setting camera and ring light to talk about it. The government is spectating. That's what's going on. They're spectating. They're just watching. And then you wonder why lives can be wasted. A lot of things can be done and there are never repercussions. And the people doing it don't care. They have no fear. Because there's never consequences for whatever happens. Now, I don't know what they say because it's confusing now. They say the nurse gave injection. This one, there was a fight before that. So at the end of the day, it seems like this boy's story has 2 branches. The people that made his life hell for the past how many years, and then the people that allegedly looks like they ended his life in the hospital mistakenly or whatever. That's what it looking like. That's why I say looks like. So that should be the focus. Justice for him. Okay, they say justice for him. The Naira Marley that they are fighting against, 7.4 million. They say he has lost 3.3. So he has 7.1. The 7.1 that is following him, are they ghosts? They are not ghosts. They are human beings. Mostly Nigerians. So he still has followers. The market never spoil now. Abi? Because, see, you know, the thing is this. Nigeria they are not very good at cancelling people. From my own observation, they are not very good at cancelling people. Because if Naira Marley, because I know they did, but we've seen a lot of videos where he's screaming and he's shouting, if anything happened to me, Naira Marley, there was one where his wife was crying and said, look at what they've done to Mohbad. Look at what they've done to Mohbad. They said the Sam Larry is Naira Marley's right-hand man. Till today, Nigerians are still following, and they'll still come on the internet and still pointing fingers. You that you're following him, you're pointing finger at other people and say, you did not do this. You're looking for one big celebrity to do something. This one, that one. In your own tiny way, what have you done? You're still following him now. Abi? Although now I'm thinking that, I don't know, because at the moment I'm wondering, if he was to go for a show right now, will people actually go? Or will people go there with stones? I don't know. Will a lot of promoters be too keen? When I say promoters, yeah, that's what they call them. Like people that, I almost said rent. People that pay them to come and perform or whatever. In Nigeria right now, in Nigeria specifically, I don't know if a lot of them will be too keen to invite him for shows. Because they'll be worried that people may come there to come and put fire in the place. or cause one problem or the other, because there's a massive uproar right now. You understand? So this may affect him in that way, and then it shows the at least there are consequences for actions, especially if you have a platform. Especially because when you have a platform, people are watching, people are learning, and people see what you get away with. It makes them feel like they can do it. I have observed social media, no be only me, we're all observing, but I'm talking about my own observation. I have seen a lot of copycats going on. We see somebody, for example, that makes video and they do a particular kind of content, and people say, they have a lot of followers. The next thing they know, one young girl will go and start doing it. One young boy will go and start doing it because, what's it called? That person is succeeding. There are no consequences for what that person is doing. Gabriela said that Marley has been arrested multiple times in London. Peckham. I think I saw something about Peckham. Wow, he's known big time here. He's not a good character. I saw something last night before I fell asleep. I was watching something and something about he was from Peckham. I want to make another video where I want to speak about this Nigerian music industry. Something I've observed again is the fact that I have noticed it. When somebody comes from abroad and come with a foreign accent, it gives them a leverage above other people on ground. I've seen that a lot. Do your statistics. Look at our Nigerian top musicians. Wizkid, if I'm mistaken, don't correct me. Wizkid has abroad connect. He came from abroad. He has he was born abroad, he was raised abroad. They start abroad connection. For whatever reason, they put them. How do I say it? Okay, let me continue. Davido, Atlanta. What's her name now? The female one, what's her name? I know her name now. Okay, let me call the other names for now. Don Jazzy was abroad. He came from abroad too. Naira Marley. When I watched that thing yesterday, I heard about him living in Peckham. I was like, oh, him too. Naira Marley is from abroad. Thames. Thank you. But it's not Thames I wanted to say. Somebody's song go find me one day. Davido. I already mentioned Davido. I know her name. I don't know why it's not entering my mouth. Somebody's song go find me one day. Tiwa Savage. That's it. Thank you. Tiwa Savage. Yeah. Tiwa Savage is from abroad. Look at a lot of them. And I have seen that, unfortunately, it's like Nigerians worship abroad accent. It's like that. So when they come from abroad, it gives them an upper hand. When I look at people like, okay, apparently, Mohbad, he writes his own songs, but a lot of the other ones that are bigger than him in Nigerian music industry, a lot of them, they buy songs or somebody writes for them. Mohbad writes, but you know what? He is one Ikorodu boy. He does not have foreign accents. He does not have, the foreign mannerism. You know what I mean? So, there is that thing where they look down. It is happening. It is happening that those ones that are coming from the grassroots, the nobodies. I'm Oyibo and love Afrobeat music. I'm not surprised a lot of foreigners love it. All those ones that are from local background, all of those people, there's that, it's like, look down at them. Believe it or not, they are not given opportunity to rise quicker. But once one Nigerian boy or girl that is living abroad has lived abroad for a while, be like, I won't do music, just land in Nigeria. Because they have that foreign accent, they get an upper hand. They get an upper hand. Look at the top Nigerian singers. Even the young boy, calm down, baby, calm down. Rema, she be that one too. Whether they say na from Cotonou or whatever, na abroad. Say na. The ones that come from outside Nigeria, and they are Nigerians, but they came back home, or they've had one abroad connection or the other. Once they land and they begin to make a supri for their accent, they have an upper hand. Because I'm looking at the Naira Marley. And I want because he came from Peckham. When he just do that for next more, everybody head go they turn. Wait till be for ne. Even wait till be for ne. Accent. That is it. Character does not matter anymore. Whatever it do not matter again because of Kini. Let me tell you guys, if Mohbad was a boy that was born abroad, if Mohbad was a Nigerian that arrived from abroad, I can bet you he would have made bigger name by now. That's the truth. There's one Nigerian guy now. I've been coming across his video. Let me talk about it now. Hey, what is his name? Motivation or something like that. This guy writes, he's in a wheelchair. I've forgotten his name. I'll put it later on the, in the comment section. This guy is in a wheelchair. He's one Igbo guy, and he has nice songs. And when I say nice songs, the way he writes songs, I was listening to one of them, and he's in a wheelchair. He said there was one, you see, lyrics, the powerfulness of lyrics. It's not even that it's rhyming, but that it makes a lot of sense. He said something in that song. He said, they said a journey of 1,000 miles or something that starts with a step. But what if I can't remember. But because the fact that he's in a wheelchair, he said, but if I no feel waka, if I no feel waka, there was where he phrased it. And you look at the powerfulness. But this guy is a nobody. Even there's one other singer they call, is it Fino? Is Igbo? Is Fino or something like that. That one too has a broad connection. So at the end of the day, our hypocrisy as a people is too much. That is why somebody like Mohbad can be so talented, can have all this natural gift in him, the voice and everything. But unfortunately, he's not going to rise as fast as a lot of people. People like, he has to come and depend on somebody like Naira Marley to sign him on. But Naira Marley, from what I understand, though, I don't know them very well. He just come, he sing one song. Once they do interview and he's bringing out for name. Oh, everybody want to interview him. Every what's it called now? Every, party or nightclub, whatever. We want to invite him because, he come from abroad. He come from abroad. Until that mentality changes, a lot of these things. Let me tell you guys, the oppression that Naira Marley is doing, that he's accused of doing. Let me phrase my words in the legal, proper way, legally, right? Okay. All this is accused of, to a great extent, for him to succeed. The fact that people look up to him will help him. It's the same thing with pastors. Like our Nigerian pastors that are untouchable. People look up to them like, okay, they are touch not my anointed. They are gods. So when they look up to them in that big way, these people under them will tolerate anything and see them as untouchable because they look up to them like they are big, they are this or whatever. That big respect is what some people unfortunately abuse. That's what is happening in politics. Someone becomes the president, all of a sudden he can be doing this, doing that, because he's the president. So there's a respect that goes with that position or that office, which can be used in a good way, but it can get abused. The same thing with governors or whatever, commissioners of whatever, police and everything, because I'm a policeman. And they can choose to abuse it. So the whole problem, there is just so many angles to this problem. We can sit here and be shouting, yes, Mohbad is gone. We should fight for justice for Mohbad. Oh, I forgot to say that. Now, I try to understand how a boy that is a Christian, the day his life ended was the day they decided to bury him. That day. What was the rush about? That they even bought, let me not even talk about his father, because me, I'm confused at this point. His father is doing this interview. I saw a video, I just turned it off because I didn't. Since Mohbad's life ended, I made a video, I think 2 videos about it. I just couldn't, because the more you research into it, the more you're getting information that is emotionally not good for you. Because don't forget, all this content creation, that's another thing. Before you create content, you investigate. In the process, you find things that we're human beings too, that you just feel so disturbed emotionally, like, to see all this boy went through. It can affect you emotionally, that you just feel a bit like, do you know what I mean? And I lost my train of thought there now. But anyways, okay, now his father. I'm speaking about his father. Thank you for the likes. At least some people are giving me likes. Some people know they give. You see? Okay. Thanks to those that gave me the likes. Anyways, yeah, the father now. I saw where he was saying, look at where I'm living. Look, and I'm like, what has that got to do? Maybe I should have watched it all, or maybe there's something else he said after. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the loves and likes. Maybe he said, but I'm like, is this a good time to talk about where you live? Okay, now I saw where he said that Davido gave the father 2 million. That the father said the 2 million that Davido gave him is only 1 million that is whatever, that the other 1 million was used for the coffin or something like that. And I'm like, that coffin is 1 million. So how come they didn't even buy the one that is his size? Let me say this, right? Person who don't die, don't die. A person that is, somebody that is gone, right? But there are still some things you don't do, not even just for the person, sometimes for those that are alive. It's disturbing for anyone that loves that guy, a lot of people that are watching, to see him in a they put him in a coffin and they bent him over. I have never seen that in the how many years of my life. There's no part of Nigerian culture where that is done. There is no part. So they could not buy the one that is inside. Even if they arrived with the one. Tell me, I don't even know. I don't know. How hard is it to go and buy the box and say, oh, yes, that upset me, Terry. It is upsetting to look at. It is upsetting. How hard is it to say, the person we came to buy kidney for, the person we came to buy kidney for is a tall person. We want a longer one. How hard is that? That they have to get something that looks like, and come on, squeeze his neck all the way. This guy was tortured in life, and even in death, they still. Now, family member is saying, another family member is saying, I'm like, what kind of wahala is this one? Why can't this boy, all the mess he has been through in his life, how can a parent watch that and agree to that kind of wicked? I don't understand though. I'm hearing somewhere that they say his mother is gone. They say his mother is all he has is a stepmother. That's what I heard somewhere. The boy is not surrounded with good people. That's what is beginning to look like, Becky. It's beginning to look like. So that then you wonder what he must have gone through. He will still be in pain. Well, if people that are already gone, if they can look down and see, I don't think he will be pleased with that. No, his mother did a video yesterday, I believe. Some people are saying that is his stepmother. His mom spoke yesterday. Is that his biological mother or his stepmother? Like I said, I don't know. I say I don't know. I heard that they said that is his stepmother. Does anybody know for sure if that was his mother or stepmother? Some people say, like I said, I don't know. They say it's his stepmother. So, to see the way, okay, what was the rush to put him in? His biological mother. Oh, thank you for confirming. You see? They said birth mother. Oh, wow. You see? Oh, okay. I didn't know. I saw where people say, oh, he only has a stepmother. And they said his stepmother never treated him right. That's why I said, I don't know. So, let me say this, right? There is this thing. You see, if you do this Mohbad video, Chigeji Chigabo. Sorry, oh my God, Summer, why you come online now? I'm in class now. You watch it later. Poor man had a terrible... Kim Sadiq, you can watch it later. Poor man had a terrible time. It looks like that. She did a 6-minute video. I'll try and look for that video, Becky. Thanks for that. Gabriela said... when I started seeing some things, you see, another area is... There's this Africa... And I think it's a poverty problem. An African thing where your life is almost like it's not your life to live. It's like you're supposed to live your life and live the life of your father, your mother, and your brothers and sisters and everything. Everybody is coming to say, he did not buy land though. He did not buy land though. He did not. And I thought to myself, if he didn't buy land, is that a crime? What if he has a plan that is not the immediate plan for now? What if? Do you even know what is in his pocket? Do you know how much he has? He did not. This boy, I just feel like, be honest, I feel like his image is even being tarnished more. Yes, everything is on G's Lover. Okay, have a look. It's like his image is being tarnished more. He did not buy land. Oh, he did not do this one. And I'm like, okay, which side is this family on? He was only 27, yes. And I'm like, on which side is this family on? He did not buy land. Oh, look at where his father is living. Look at where his father is living. Oh, look at the pickup truck his wife bought for his father. Look at this. Look at this. So it's almost like, and it's a very African thing that we need to be coming down about. A lot of people are trying to even figure their own lives out. But unfortunately, it's almost like you're not allowed to figure your own out until you have to figure your whole family members' life out. Oh, so you are abroad and your uncle is living in Kini. Oh, so you are living in Lekki, but your uncle is Kini, or your auntie is that. Your father is this. Your father, they don't even know how the person is. That's another thing that's killing a lot of people that are living abroad. Family members, they will say, you there abroad. You don't know that abroad, that person is homeless or not. And they say he's living abroad. They are not seeing the bigger. They are not seeing the bigger picture. I'm telling you, they are, from what I'm seeing, it now looks like family is doing more damage than good. Imagine all this criticism of someone that is not here to speak for himself. We don't even know whether the house he's living in Lekki is his house or whether he's just renting. And I bet you maybe he's just rent. And even people are saying, oh, hey, look at where they want to bury him. As a musician in Nigeria of today, as far as I know, all the who is who in the music thing, now those side, they live on the island. That is where it's happening. A lot of the nightclub or wherever they are going to go and perform is on that side. He cannot go and build house in Ikorodu because he's from Ikorodu and be traveling from Ikorodu every day to the mainland. Do you know how long the journey is? If he finish his show at night, he will now travel the middle of the night to be traveling to Ikorodu. Do you know that Ikorodu, depending on what part of the island, sometimes before you travel from Ikorodu from Lagos, let's say Lekki or whatever, to go to Ikorodu, do you know how many? It is enough to go to another state. So if he chose and say, I want to live in Lekki, because everything that I'm doing is around, from me, for example, I live in a country where the state I'm living in, the house, rents and mortgages and housing and everything, they are more expensive here. So people will go and live outside where the house is half price. But then they'll be traveling from outside. When I say very far outside, they'll be traveling from outside or they'll find another place to work there. But I live in the center, whereby I can decide today now I want to change to another hospital. I'll change to that hospital if I want. There are so many hospitals around me. But those people that move to the middle of nowhere, they can't find a job there. And every day they are making the long journey. A Nigerian woman finished, they said she was a care assistant, finished the night shift and was driving home long distance. And she fell asleep while she was driving. And that was the end of her. So imagine traveling from one state to the other because you... So the same people that are criticizing this Mohbad, how will you go and live in Kini? Why will you go and live in Black? Why will you go and live... look at Ikorodu. He did not build in Ikorodu. You don't know what is in his pocket. And whether he's planning to eventually build in Ikorodu, you don't know. Tell me how a 27-year-old boy will think that his life is about to end. When he will say, okay, oh, if God help me, maybe if I get to 80, if I get to... Everybody plan to live long. So he's only starting. He's only starting. He just left one music label and he entered another one. Oh, sorry. I think they say he started his own. Imole. He started his own. So all those things cost money. It's possible he's investing in, some people say, I don't know what kind of car he drives. So some people say, he did that. No matter whatever, if he decides to buy a nice car, so that you can go and buy a car that is almost worn out, but a mechanic will be your best friend than to spend money and buy a good quality car. To say, okay, this car, I buy maybe brand new or it's almost new, it will last me long. Okay. You really know, Becky is very well. Becky, come live and come and tell us something because Becky is even more informed than me. Becky said Immolenization. Okay, Immolenization. That is the name of his own music label. So this guy had plans for him to have. He's only new, no abroad connection. He does not have abroad for ne. And yet he has been able to have his own music label. You get my point? He's only since 2019. Davido and a lot of them have been in this music industry for 10 years or even more. This boy was rising and he was rising fast. So all this, he has not done this. Don't forget, like I said, he's only 27. If he was 40 now, you would not say, at 40, you have not done this. You can say, and the money is there, because you may be 40, money no dey there, you no go kill yourself. You understand? So I've gone here and there. I think I talked about, the area of him being put in that. There is no, that was, I don't even know if I should use the word humiliation. How do you present somebody to the world that, I think it would have been better if they closed the coffin and didn't show the world at all. For it to have been opened and people saw him with his neck. It's like they bent this guy's neck while he was alive and they still bend his neck while he was gone. When I say bend, pidgin English, when they say somebody is bending your neck, it's like they are oppressing you by pidgin English way. Say, if people say they bend somebody, it's like you're oppressed. So this boy was oppressed while he was alive. They bent the neck while he was alive. And even when he was gone, they still bent his neck to put him. That's sad. I'm trying to understand the justification. The father said he spent the 2 million that Davido gave him. 1 million was towards coffin or whatever. And I said, so now, is that 1 million coffin? Is that... Because... And then there was so much chaos. No organization. So this boy, he prayed. There was a song of his I listened to. He called it Peace. Listen to those... I think there's English. Yeah, there's English in that. In which he was saying that you don't have to end me before you win. Something like that. And they said you don't have to hurt me before you win. And he said you don't have to kill before you sing. That boy, they rhyme songs. That boy was talented. Go and listen to his song called Peace. There's another one I like. I've forgotten what it's called, but it's Yoruba. For those that don't understand Yoruba, will understand it. That song, I can't remember how he was singing. Something like, they want to do this to my dad. They want to do this to me. They want to do this to my mom. And all of those things. If you understand Yoruba, you will just, especially now that he's gone. He said a lot in his songs, But unfortunately. So I didn't plan for this video to be long. I've done about, I think, 1 hour. So few things I've addressed is the fact that Nigerian music industry, from what I've seen, inferiority complex. I think that's what the word. Yes, that's the word. That's the song. Becky, Beast and Peace is what the song is called. Yeah, that's the song. That song, oh my goodness. Find it and watch it. So look for him, Mohbad, M-O-H, yeah, M-O-H-B-A-D. I hope I'm spelling it right. Yeah. So, okay, let me round this one up because I think I want to do another video about the Nigerian music industry. And I want to talk about, I believe, is inferiority complex is why when anybody comes from abroad, they get an upper hand. Like I said, look at the top Nigerian singers of today. Davido, he was abroad. He was born abroad or something, like raised abroad. So he came home, what's his name? Don Jazzy. He came from abroad too. I think he was in the UK. Wizkid came from abroad too. Naira Marley was last night, because I'm not into his music. It was yesterday I found out that he was from Peckham, the UK as well. I was like, oh, Guinea. Tiwa Savage came from abroad. It's like once they come from abroad, Nigerians or the music industry idolize them and give them a bigger platform because we are obsessed with abroad. That I get tongue twisted. Colonial mentality. Nigeria will say colonial mentality, right? Try and listen to Ask About Me. I've listened to that one too. So Becky is reminding you guys to listen to try. I think that's what he was saying. That's what I was speaking about. Do you know what actually came to my mind, right? There was one I was listening to. And I realized it's actually he featured in Naira Marley's song. And I said, well, if I keep watching it on YouTube, I'm actually giving Naira Marley more views. I'm making him more money. And since that time, I stopped. I stopped watching it because the song, there was one he did with Naira Marley. He did all the singing really in that one. And I said, if I keep playing it, I'm actually giving Naira Marley more views. So believe it or not, since this boy's life ended, Naira Marley has made more money from it. Because those videos where Naira Marley featured him, those videos are really getting a lot of views. So it's like Naira Marley is still winning, if you can put it that way. Let me round this video off. So Me and this Becky, we are in the spirit. Oh, she said I stopped streaming too. You know me, because you see, a lot of cases we don't have any powers over a lot of things, but there is something we have as tiny as our views, our I mean, I know they follow people anyhow. I don't just follow just for the sake of follow celebrities, but I know they follow anyhow, right? And but there are ways people can show their displeasure about something. You know what I mean? So the views or whatever, they count. They count because now I can bet you Naira Marley has made a lot of money since this boy's life ended. From the views. Let me round this video off, right? So I pointed the fact that don't criticize people and say, you didn't talk about him when he was alive. Like, not everybody knew him. I didn't know him. And nobody can know everybody. Nobody. So now that you know him, what do you do with knowing him? That's more important than, oh, you did not talk about him. Well, I see people, that doesn't matter. There are people that don't know me. There are people that don't know you. No matter whatever you do, we can't know everybody. But some things may happen that may make you get to know somebody. That is one. On the other hand, I spoke about the Nigerian music industry that I feel like, to a great extent, inferiority complex is why when somebody comes from abroad, they get to the top there. Look at our top Nigerian musicians. They have abroad connection. Only few, like Flavor, does not have a abroad connection. I think Timaya does not have abroad connection. And if you look at those ones that do not have abroad connection, you will see that there is a bit difference between them and those that have. When I say difference, the way their popularity grows is no. You see the one. Look at Davido. Look at Tiwa Savage. Look at Wizkid. Look at a lot of the. Once they arrive from abroad, they can be abroad struggling. They don't make am in the music industry. Once they land in Nigeria, where there's poverty and low mentality, not low, let me use the word inferiority complex, and the colonial, with anything with the Western, everything that's the Western one that come from abroad is what our people unfortunately value more than anything else. But Becky, now me are you supposed to the feature they present this show? Burna Boy, the same thing. Burna Boy is from the UK. I sat down one day, I was thinking about it. I said, why is it only the ones we come from abroad and then they rise faster? And then yesterday night, and now I never even, I've never listened to Naira Marley, like listen to him speak or anything. Never until this day. When I now watched something yesterday, and I showed him being interviewed, he was talking about Peckham. Grew up in Peckham. I was like, him too? And that has to change. So we're talking about Mohbad, but a lot of things have to be addressed. You as an individual, what role are you playing as an individual? Are you one of those that worship those that come from abroad and neglect the ones that are on ground? People like us where they are abroad, there's so much we don't know about what's happening. Now, internet will take they informed. But we see how, I see it, how the Nigerians in Nigeria, I'll say it again, if Mohbad was born abroad, or was raised abroad and came back with Fonet, yo, man, I bet you his fame would have skyrocketed. And I'm looking now, and I'm looking at, what's his name? Don Jazzy. He looks like a nice guy. He does charity. I'm being honest. I see him, he's funny. I've never seen anything. I'll say, I don't like this guy or whatever. But I'm beginning to look at him. His record label. I have done statistics of a lot of his people under his record label. They are people that came from abroad. He may not be conscious of it though. Let me tell you, he may not be conscious of it. He may just do it. Yeah, this person has a nice personality. Oh, they can sing. And then they just pick them because of that without even really thinking about it. How many of the nobodies are being given enough opportunity? And when I say given, not just give opportunity to come to rise, but to opportunity to sustain that rise. You guys hear what I'm trying to say? So I spoke about that part. I spoke about the fact that a lot of Nigerians that are pointing fingers at politicians and the president and whatever, if they were in power, they would do worse than all the politicians. If Naira Marley, all he did was come back from Peckham. He came back from Peckham, and all of a sudden, he's a big boy. Just because he came from Peckham. And that small big boy, when I say small, as in he's not the president of the country. He is not the governor of his state. He is not, that his own corner of big boy. he can allegedly abuse that and misuse that and oppress others with it from his own small corner. Imagine then if somebody like that. I watched the video. Yeah, that's another person I couldn't. That one they call is, how do you say that her name? I already said Odiri is adding another name there. Is Thames? I think Thames is from abroad too. And I don't know how to say that name. Something star. I star. I don't know. I never know how to say. Star or I star. I think that girl is from abroad too. Am I correct? Becky, help me out here. Is Thames from abroad and the Aya star? I don't know how to say her name. I don't like butchering people's name. Ira Star or Aya Star. Thames is from abroad. Okay. What about I think that girl, the star one, I think she's from abroad too. Can somebody confirm? Do your statistic. It may never have crossed your mind, but it has crossed my mind. I sat down one day, I said, a lot of the Nigerian famous, successful singers have abroad connection. And it's abroad. Did I not say it? He say the star, the one Aya star, is Cotonou. See, it's only Nigerians that will go to Ghana and come back and begin to be. It's our thing. There is that thing about, don't forget abroad is outside your country. The Rema boy too, I think is Cotonou as well. They say it's the Benin Republic, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, Becky. So it's like, we leave all the ones, we don't value that our local ones. We like that thing. Even when Bible said, those of us that believe they read Bible, all good and perfect gift, all good and perfect things, anyway you want to talk, come from above, not from abroad. But in Nigeria, is from abroad. The talent that Mohbad had, it did not come from abroad. It came from above. He was born with it. So what you are born with, it came from above. His talent and everything. The fact that that boy, and then another thing that suppresses the music sometimes is, depends on the platform that is carrying them. So when all those big platforms do not carry them, their stardom go they come up slower than those, you understand? The big ones carried and pushed up there. It's gone. The video has gone longer than I planned. So I've addressed all of that. So if Naira Marley can come from Peckham and be in a position, whatever position he was, and was able to allegedly make somebody's life hell. So what will happen if he was the president of the country? It shows that a lot of us Nigerians that are pointing at politicians and pointing at who is who. If we were the president of the country, how would they talk about my language? They no go see road. People know that people go here when. So let us start to search ourselves as individuals. We complain about the situation of Nigeria. Who are you as an individual? If you are in a position, what will you do? We're talking about one, what did they call them now? Our Nigerian House of Assembly, what do they call them now? Not whatever they call them. That one local government there in Delta State said that this man has been oppressing them, locking them up and everything. He's only from working for the assembly level. So imagine, they say he arrests people, he's land grabbing, he's this, he's that. One person where they don't arrest over 124 times for London. We celebrate nonsense in this Nigeria. You're talking about that one. Wait until you see, what is this, our brother named Hush Puppy come back. Wait. I am waiting. May God keep us all alive. I don't know how many years they're going to keep him. We don't know. By the grace of God, we're alive. Every day we pray for long life. But may we be alive and see Hush Puppy come back. You will see celebrity. Becky, mark my words. When Hush Puppy comes back, I will bet you a lot of Nigerian celebrities will be welcoming him like a hero. He will become, you see that stardom he had before he was picked up. Wait for Hush Puppy to come back. You will see, when Hush Puppy come back, you will see the celebrity status that they will give him. That is Nigeria for you. Like you said, we dey celebrate nonsense for that country. We dey celebrate nonsense. So, anybody, and let me not talk about another person. There's another big one who came from abroad. They said he has ended a life when he was younger. I know be my mouth when I go here. There's another one. They say he has ended a life abroad before when he was younger. Well, now he came to Nigeria and he's a superstar. And the other time they said he went to a pub, not pub. Nigeria don't have pub. What do they call it? A bar. Nigeria will say bar. Yeah, you know. They went to a bar or whether they went to a restaurant, a nightclub or whatever. They said, let me not even say, because it's still, you know what I mean? Because they say he ended somebody's life when he was younger. So people are not supposed to talk. You know, the abroad government, sometimes when they say it was a juvenile, so the record's supposed to be wiped clean. So you're not supposed to talk about it. Abio, make we no mention name. Thank you, Becky. I know I mention name. I don't mention name now. So at the end of the day, we need to search ourselves as a people. Those singers, who do you celebrate? And ask yourself, why do I actually celebrate this singer? If this singer was one local boy from Ikorodu, will I feel the same way about him? I believe that Davido he's a good singer, let's be honest. But Mohbad was a good singer too. But Davido, for example, coming from abroad, many people like, hey, na abroad boy, you don't know, na Atlanta de Bona, you know, you don't know that one, na whiskey, you know, people, Nigerians go just, one guy on Twitter, no, not Twitter, TikTok, he said, he said that he came to Nigeria, he was surprised that you can say the dumbest thing in the world, and Nigerians will just gather around and be laughing and be happy to hear you speak, just because you have a foreign accent. He has a British accent. And he's like, what? He said you could say the dumbest things. They will just gather around and be staring at you and be laughing and be happy to hear you speak. Ordinary accent. Ordinary accent. Me, this more. That's why when I came to Nigeria, some people say, you still sabi pidgin English. Why you no go sabi pidgin English? Even this my accent, I don't even know what to call it. Because let me tell you what happens sometimes. If you come abroad I've been abroad for over 20 years. And what happens is sometimes, it just rubs off on you. I went to school here as well, right? So it rubs off on you, but it doesn't make me any different from anybody else. I don't even feel my accent is that foreign. I don't know. I don't feel, anyway, I don't feel like it's maybe slightly different from a typical Nigerian accent. But it's not that foreign or, you know, I think, right? Believe it or not, the accent Nigerians love the most. You see the yo man, you know that American gangster accent. It be like saying I they like more. You know that, you know. Anyway, I've gone further than I plan to go. Anyways, I think I'll end this one here. You're joining us late. Don't forget, you can just rewatch the video to know what we spoke about. As always, whatever your opinions are, you can always still leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye. Oh, now I'm getting my love. Okay, let me take a few seconds and gather all my loves and likes. Can I get my likes and loves before I leave? Let me get a few more before I leave. Well, yeah, guys, be generous with your love and likes. Okay. Josephine, give me love. I'll be ready to give. Thank you. Michelle Jones. I enjoyed your life. I enjoyed you. Becky, I really enjoyed your contribution. You really helped me, even when I'm not too sure. You are so good. Thank you so much, Becky. Thank you, guys. I'm getting the love and likes now. Now that I call them out, I bullied them to give me love. I'm getting more. I bullied them to give it to me. Thank you all so much. Bye. Till the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you.